Well, good morning. I was challenged by Chuck to do a little video, like a question and answer thing, and there were 4 questions that he suggested that I answer, and so I'm going to take up the challenge and see what I can do here. Now, I realize that I'm the kind of guy who likes to ramble on, so I will try to stay focused and make this short, but answer the questions. The first one was, why do I garden? I guess it's just something that I like to do. I remember when I was a little kid, 5 and 6 years old, my dad always had a garden. We had about 2 acres of ground, and we were poor. You know, he had a job working for the railroad, and he got laid off and on quite a few times. But I don't remember ever having to worry about something to eat, and good stuff to eat too, because he would spend all of his spare time. I remember getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He did, for the water turn on the irrigation and all, and he would grow tomatoes, potatoes, several different kinds of them, plums, raspberries. What else was there? It was just so many things. Corn. If I sat here and thought about it for a while, there's probably dozens of different things he grew. And when I was a kid, I just understood that's where food came from. It came from the ground. And I guess that's why I garden. I just learned to like it, and I don't know, it's something I like to do. Anyway, the next one is, why do I do YouTube? Well, I guess it was about 8, 9 years ago. I knew YouTube was around. You could see things on it. And then one day it dawned on me that anybody can put something up on YouTube, even me. So I started putting up some things, and I think it wasn't. Yeah, I think the very first one was. If you go back, it's on my webpage here, Eddie's Greenhouse Garden, but it's my homemade electric rototiller, something like that. That was the first one, and I was absolutely shocked that people wanted to see that. And I guess I understood that, well, the reason they wanted to see that was because, it's like, hey, I could do this too. It's something, it gave somebody some ideas on how to do something, and so I thought, oh, that's kind of helpful. Somebody liked that, and I was able to say, hey, if you do this and do that, you can get that for it, And some people apparently were going, yeah, I guess I could. So it was kind of gratifying in that way. So I thought, well, I'll put some more stuff up here. Maybe some of the things that I think everybody knows, and even some things that are kind of dumb to talk about. Maybe there's some people out there that might get something out of it. So that's why I started putting up YouTube. That's why I started doing it. And also at the time, you could make a little bit of money on it. Now I haven't made anything, and they changed the rules recently. So I'm not going to make any money on this, and not unless it becomes a bestseller type site. But I doubt that's going to happen. But it's just kind of fun now to put things up on YouTube and to be able to talk to people like Brent and Chuck, and there's just a bunch of others that I'll start labeling them, naming them off. I'll forget somebody that actually write you back and say, oh, this is what you did wrong, or oh, this is the way I did this, or something like that, or oh, I liked what you put up. That's great. It's fun that people see what you're doing and actually seem to get something out of it. So that's why I do it. How long have I been gardening? Since I was a little kid. That's the next question, by the way. How long have I been gardening? Since I was a little kid. I don't know, 6 years old. My first memories of going out there with my dad, and he showed me how to plant a potato. He'd stick a shovel in the ground and step on it, and then push it back, and then you'd throw the potato or two back behind the shovel and bury it up, and then move on. And he did a lot of potatoes, and I remember my job was to have the bucket. I was like 5, I think 4 or 5. My job was when he pushed the shovel back to throw the potatoes in the hole. And I did okay. I don't know. It's how long I've been gardening ever since then, and off and on. I had a little stint in the Navy where I had to, there was no place to garden, but still, whenever I was ashore and lived in the house for a while, I'd set up a gardening spot and do it. So I've been doing it for a while. What's my favorite thing to grow? The last question, the favorite thing to grow, and it's become my favorite in the last year, is tomatoes. Because tomatoes, there's so many of them around, different varieties that is, and if you grow them in a greenhouse especially, you can find a variety that really grows well. And this goes into my next, what's your favorite thing to grow? That's what we're talking about. Yeah, it's the same thing. Favorite thing to grow, it's Brandywine tomatoes, because they taste so good. They're an heirloom tomato, and they're an indeterminate tomato. And if you get the temperatures right in your greenhouse, and tomatoes aren't that fussy, but you do, boy, those things produce tomatoes. I have had so many tomatoes in the summertime off of just a small space. We've made pasta and salsa and spaghetti sauce and just tomato juice out of it. It's absolutely delicious. So that's why I like tomatoes, especially Brandywine tomatoes, because they're pretty easy to grow, pretty forgiving, and boy, do you get a product out of it. Anyway, I think that about answers the questions I have. And the other thing I just might add, that another reason I do gardening now is because I've discovered in the last 5 or 6 years there's so many other ways to do it other than just put a seed in the ground and water it. I mean, there's hydroponics, there's aquaponics, there's all kind of hybrid things in between. There's just very interesting ways to grow things, and there's also very interesting things to grow that you can get seeds by mail order that you can't get at the local hardware store. So, and it's fun to grow those things and see what happens. See what they like. Recently, I discovered a couple of years ago lemon cucumbers. Never heard of them, but I saw them in a seed catalog and bought them, planted them, and boy, those are good. My wife just loves those things. They're great. Anyway, that's gardening's fun. It's great, and one thing I found, the plants never talk back to you. Anyway, so I mean, in a bad way, they never. Well, you know what I mean. It's a great hobby, and very relaxing. So anyway, that's about all I've got to say, and appreciate all you guys that watch the video channel or watch some of the things I do, and I do appreciate good criticism. I mean, if you really think that I'm doing something wrong and you know better, I want to hear that, because that's how you learn, and if you get something out of what I'm saying, hey, that's great too. I think that's great. Anyway, have a good day, and I guess that's it.